Hello guys, this is Meet Nagadia and today we'll be talking about we will be talking about prompt engineering RTF, role transform format. So what is RTF? But wait, first of all, what is prompt engineering? I know many of you would know what is prompt engineering and many of you don't. So let's do one thing. We'll start our journey with what is prompt engineering. Then we will learn one of the techniques which is most famously used, that is RTF, role transform, role text format, and then we'll explain how can we use that, where can we use that, and I have one bonus tip for you that will help you write proper prompts for RTF, not just RTF in general. All right, so let's start our journey with the prompts. Now, why prompts? The power of prompts. Prompt, or usually it is referred to prompt engineering, is so much famous in this world right now. Boom of generative AI, LLMs. You may have heard of ChatGPT, GPT-4, Turbo GPT, and so on. Even Gemini, Bard, which is now Gemini. You have heard of all of this LLMs. What are LLMs? LLMs are nothing but large language models. They generate text based upon the prompts you give. Prompts are nothing but your queries. Queries written in such a format that they provide you the output which is relevant to the query. They hold a significant amount of power to the user that you can extract some knowledge, you can generate some knowledge from the LLMs. Why the need of prompt engineering? First of all, like Googling is a skill, prompt engineering is a skill as well. Not every prompt will get you what you need. Not every language model is trained similarly. There are few tuning and tweaking around the models. So one prompt may work for one of the LLMs and may not work for the another LLM. So that's why we need prompt engineering. Prompt engineering will discuss more in further. So now let's come to the prompt engineering. Prompt engineering is a process of improvising or improving and fine-tuning prompts utilized in the machine learning system, especially those built on massive language models. That's what we called as LLM, large language model. One of the example that you will be most familiar will be ChatGPT, GPT-3, Gemini, Mistral 7B, and so on. There are large amounts of open source and closed source LLMs provided. So, pro prompt engineering, like the process, is to create precise prompts or questions that direct the model to produce your desired returns or your desired results. These results may vary from LLM to LLM. That's why we need prompt engineering. In order to improve the performance or to get accurate responses from the models, this approach may involve experimenting with various prompt structures, wordings, and forms. You may have to write prompts in multiple languages to get your desired result. It is kind of a trial error kind of thing. Along with, if you have wondered why have I returned performance here? See, LLMs works on tokens. Token is nothing but not a single character, but tokenizer is when we divide a sentence into chunks of words. Now, usually one token is approximately 0.75 words or characters. Not even words, actually, it's characters. Now you can go to OpenAI, slash embeddings to tokenizer to know how this tokenizer works. Since this is more focused on prompt engineering and that too in RTF will not go in detail. But remember, every result you get is some kind of token. And some open source models are free to use, so you do not have to care much about performance. But when you are paying it via APIs, when you are using it via APIs, it costs you. So you must be very smartly writing prompts. That's why we need prompt engineering. Now, you understood what is a prompt, you understood what is prompt engineering, why you need it. Now, let's move on to one of the best prompt engineering techniques, that is RTF, role task format. Now, let's get into detail. What is role task format? The term role task format describes a prompt organizational structure that designates distinct duties or tasks to each section of the question. As I told you earlier, a prompt is similar to a query, which indeed is similar to a question. So here we write a very structured question. That structured question is then inputted into the LLM, and then we receive our desired result. Is that it? No. This format aids in directing the LLM's comprehension of its intended function and the creation of the suitable response. To put it simply, let's consider a prompt as a collection of directions sent to the model. These instructions are divided into several sections, each of which has distinct functions. So now, let's say according to the role task format, first what is our role. So role is nothing but a portion of a prompt to the model that what function it should fulfill. And depending upon the intended results, it must be told to perform the duties of, let's say, a story writer, storyteller, poet, teacher, data scientist, data analyst, anything, anything. Now, let's move on to the task. Here is where your actual question comes in. The particular task that the model must carry out is assigned role is described in this section of the prompt. One can require to compose a poem or let's say on a particular subject, educate on idea, narrate a story including specific characters, or even perform other activities which is permanent to designated positions. Format is how you want that output to be. How do you want the output in which format do you want? Let's see few examples so we get into details of how it is done. Example 1. Let's say the role that we want is of a storyteller. Now, write a story. Oh, write a short story about a curious cat exploring a magical garden. Now, here we are clearly mentioning that the role is of a storyteller. The task is to write a story about a curious cat, which is exploring a magical garden. The format should be narrative. Like you are not supposed to end it in 1 to 2 sentences. You have to write a paragraph on it. Now, how would you write this prompt, or how you gonna interpret this prompt is written here. Now, role. Specify the persona or the role the model should adopt. In this case, a storyteller. Task. Task outlines the specific task the model needs to perform. So here in this prompt, it is to write a story about a curious cat in the magical garden. Now, format. Format includes the style or format of the response. So in this form or in this format, we need it to be a narrative. Now let's hop on to another example. Example 2. Role. Scientist. Task. Explain the process of photosynthesis in plants. Format. Scientific explanation. Now, In this prompt, role refers to a persona or the model that should a model should adopt that we already know. So in this case, it is a scientist. Task outline the specific task the model needs to perform, explaining the process of photosynthesis in the plants. Format indicates the style or the format of a response. So in this case, a scientific explanation. Now, let's hop on to ChatGPT. Mostly, I'm using ChatGPT. I'm not using GPT-4, and we also have Gemini, and we also have Grok. We'll explain each of them in detail. So, ChatGPT is free to use LLM model. Again, you can open your account in OpenAI and you can hop on. If you want to use their premium or more enlightened or smarter version, you can switch to GPT-4. So now let's first understand what is an example of a bad prompt. Then we'll move on with what is a good prompt and then how can we write our RTF prompt. First, let's say I'm writing a very bad prompt. So let's say I'll write improve my English speaking skills. I'm not doing any mistakes in spelling, but I do have a hyphen missing. Okay, that's okay. That's no worry on that. Now, I'm just hitting enter. If you see, I want to improve my English speaking skills. So this is giving me a vague or even and generalized solution. Sometimes it might happen that I don't need any of them exactly, and in some cases, only two to three is needed. So this is an example of bad prompt. Okay, let's hop on to another prompt. Let's say generate my schedule for tomorrow. If you see, I have created two spelling mistakes and even I haven't written a proper sentence. I'm hitting enter. It is saying, sure, I can generate your schedule for tomorrow. However, I need some more information, like our daily activities, commitments that needs to be done, and so on. So now here you see this is asking for more questions. And when you enter the question, when you enter a few more details, then after it will generate the prompt. But if you see here, it took me so many tokens. Again, here, so many tokens are required. So this is a very bad idea. So now let's say we'll do the same thing. We'll now apply our RTF that we learned. So I'll first give you the role. Okay, the role is English teacher. All right. So I gave the role as English teacher, and now I am giving the task. Help me speak fluent English for 2 minutes for prep preparation for my interview. All right. And now I will give the format. The format now depends upon what you kind of do. Provide topics and a small script on how to speak. Now, if you see, I'll just quickly do yeah. Now, if you see, I have written proper role, I have given it a task and the format that I need. I'll just hit enter. So now, topic one, introduce yourself, script. So it is also giving me a script. Now, if you see, it is again giving me vague topics, but it is for 2 minutes only, right? So I can memorize this thing in 2 minutes and I can speak it. So this is a more structured manner of generating the output. Here, I didn't mention how many topics do I need. So by default, it is giving me 5 topics. All right. And it is again on different topics. So what can I do is I can give it more information like help me speak English, provide me topics, let's say on science. All right, so now this is again more curated into what topics do I need. And since I changed it, now it is not 5 topics, but it is one single topic. This is how a bad prompt can affect your things. That's why we should not write vague or very general, prompts. If I hit and save and submit, again I'll get 5 prompts that I was getting earlier. Now, let's say I wrote this in ChatGPT. Will this work in Gemini? Let's check it out. So this is Gemini by Google. Earlier it was known as Bard. So now it is generating. Let's wait for a few seconds. See, it is saying, unfortunately, I cannot fulfill role play an English teacher within the limitations of my safety protocol. However, I can definitely help you to prepare for your interview by providing subtopics and prompts and tips speaking fluently for 2 minutes. So here it is giving me prompts and it is again giving me topics to talk on and the tips. Okay, now we will be switching to Mistral 8 into 7 billion model. Here it is. So it gave me topic. It gave me first of all introduction, topic, script, topic, and the final conclusion. So this is how different models work on different prompts. Same prompt, different models giving us different outputs. That's why it is very important to write your prompts correctly. Now, let's say we'll give one more example. Now, let's say I'll give it the role of travel agent. Let's say I give it the role of travel agent, and now my task would be um, arrange, let's say arrange vacation for summer or maybe a winter. Arrange a vacation for summer. All right, and format that I need would be, mm, let's say, maybe name of places. This is how I want it. All right. So it is saying destination and activities. So it gave me destinations, activities, destination, activities. Now, what I'll do is I'll just simply copy this and we'll give it to Gemini. Let's see what Gemini has to offer. Is it again not playing the role? Or let's see what output it gives. This might change time to time depending upon how the models are retrained. Putting into Grok, here it is. See, it gave me the country and the place name, and what can I do? This is how RTF works. Now I'll take one last example, and let's say I'll say play the role of chef. Task would be obviously to provide some recipe or create some um, diet to follow. So we'll say plan plan a weekly diet or plan a weekly menu. So this will be a week-wise diet that we need, and format would be list of recipes. All right. So what should I make and how, what ingredients, what measure, and so on. Let's do it. We'll just copy in the meantime. Yeah. So here it is. Monday, you can have your breakfast with avocado toast with eggs. Lunch, you can have Caesar salad. Dinner, you can have roasted vegetables for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. This is how you are getting all of this stuff. Let's go back to, oh, okay, sorry. Let's go to Gemini, and in the meantime, I'll also paste with Chrome. Again, it is saying that it cannot plan a full week menu, but here are the suggestions. It is giving you themes as well. Healthy and light, international flavors, quick and easy meals, and so on. And in Grok, it is again giving you normal, I guess, lunch and dinner recipes. So this is how it is working. It depends upon model to model and how you need to write your prompts. So this is how you are supposed to write your prompts. Now, for those of you who are waiting for the bonus, here it is. Bonus may seem very obvious, but sometimes you do not write it that way. Now, first is to write clear instruction. What do you really want the output? Similarly, what we wrote here is we want to have a weekly menu. Now, what I can do is I can do something like plan a weekly menu for the year, all right? And I'll just give it. So now, if you see, it give me a recipe for spring, for summer, for autumn, and for winter. You see, the prompt is very correct according to the output is very correct according to what prompt you have written. But if you see you wanted day by day recipes, but the model was not able to correctly understand, that is why it is said, please write clear instructions. Adopt a persona. Provide a persona that is suitable to what task you are giving. Now, let's say I am saying plan a weekly menu, and instead of role of chef, I'm saying, let's say, college college undergrad. All right. So I'm giving the role of a college undergrad, and I'm telling him to plan a weekly menu. Now, if you see, this really depends upon the LLM, how and what data they are trained on. Right. So someday they would be having completely unhealthy meals. Not even single one is like healthy one. Mostly, so mostly all of them are fast foods, high calorie. So this is what happens when you provide not a good prompt. Again, you might mess up with somewhere between format. So you don't provide the format at all, let's say. So again, this is giving you a prompt based upon what you have previously searched. Right, I'll just clear off my chat and we'll just give it a new one. So if you see now, it gave me some uh, like recipes which have online links as well. So this is how it works. Again, specify the format. It is very important to specify the correct format that we want. So list of, let's say you were looking for hotels, right? So hotels. So you enter, so now this might be hotels from all over the world. And let's say you are just in one of the country and you were looking for your own hotels in your own country or even your own city. This is not what you need, right? So you need to rewrite your prompt again, like list of hotels in Mumbai. I am currently based in Mumbai, so I'll just write Mumbai here, and this is how it gets. All right. So breakfast in Taj Mahal, lunch in Oberoi, dinner in Reiki. Again, the next day, what items you should eat are also mentioned here, right? So this is why when specifying the perfect format that you output you need is very important. Avoid leading the answer. You are not supposed to provide an answer by yourself. For example, like lunch in Taj. So this is not how you are supposed to write, or else it will mess up the whole thing. All right, see the breakfast, the lunch, the dinner, and here it is just considering what you have returned. So it is very important to avoid leading answers. Limit the scope. Limiting the scope provide helps write concise, short prompts for very good output. So here it is, right? We wrote provide a role of chef. Task is to provide a weekly menu. Format is list of recipes that are needed, and this is very short, concise output. So limiting the scope. So we can also add list of healthy recipes. All right, so we are limiting the scope. We do not want unhealthy meals. We just want healthy meals. So this is how you get your healthy meals. So this is it, and I hope it is. It's been a very great journey. Now we are moving on with the conclusion. Conclusion number one, that would be our prompt engineering. I hope I am able to enlighten some light on what is prompt engineering, why it is needed, how RTF role task format will be helping you in writing a good prompt and enhance your prompt writing skills. Unlike Googling skills, it is also a skill that you can write and learn and experiment with. Imagine writing Google queries, right? Just imagine yourself 5 years before how you used to write your Google queries and how you write it now. It is just replaced with prompts and what prompts you write. Be very careful while writing prompts because not every prompt is will give you the same result in all of the LLMs. Prompts do differ. What works for me will not work for you, so it depends upon your crafting and trial and error method. RTF, talking about RTFs are very good way to tell the models in a clear instruction, providing a clear role, clear format, and clear task, what we need, how we need it. And remember, crafting effective prompts for machine learning models, which involves a process of trial and error, iterating through various formulations until the desired response is consistently achieved. I guess that's it, folks. That's all about RTF, prompt engineering. I hope that you found it valuable today. And don't miss out on trying new models, new prompts every day so you get to know what is the right thing for you and what works and what doesn't. It is very important to try it out yourself to check what is working, how prompts you wrote before and after have different effects on things. And yeah, I guess that's it. You should remember just one thing, that is prompt engineering is an iterative process. I know I said it already, but hear me out. It is an iterative process that often requires experimentation, analysis, and fine tuning to achieve the desired results. Alright? Because LLMs generate output based upon what input they are fed with, and you are providing the input. Be specific. Remember the bonus steps, how you need to write your prompts. I guess that's it, guys. From my side, this is Meet Nagaria. The topic was prompt engineering. Have a good day.